Do you have a social media strategy set up for your product-based business? If you're watching this now and thinking, Alicia, strategy? Well, you're in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to be running through how to create a social media strategy for your product-based business without the overwhelm. Hi, my name's Alicia, and I'm here to help you turn what you love into what you sell with a product-based business. Okay, so today we're going to go through 5 steps to set up your social media strategy. So the first step, step 1, is defining your goals. So the very first step, like I mentioned, is setting up and defining your goals. So you want to ask yourself a couple of questions. You want to ask yourself, why am I even starting a social media account? And what do I actually want to achieve by having a social media strategy? Do you want your marketing to drive awareness to your brand or product, create a demand for your product, attract customers, gain traffic to your online store? Do you want to get more sales? Maybe you want to network. Do you want to create and build a community around your business? Do you want to build a following? Do you want to create social proof? Or maybe you want to become an industry leader? These are just some of the questions you want to ask yourself in order to define what you want to actually achieve by having your social media strategy. Feel free to go over what you think is right for your business and come up with a couple of your own. Step 2 is, who is your ideal customer? If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll see how much I harp on about identifying your ideal customer avatar. And using this to create a social media strategy is no different. If you're yet to see my video on how to define your ideal customer avatar, I would highly suggest going over and checking that one out. It's a really valuable video that will go through how you can define your ideal customer avatar for your own business. I'll leave a link here in the screen, or you can have a look down in the comments below. But essentially, what you'll do by defining your ideal customer, you'll better understand what type of content will resonate with your ideal customer, and essentially it'll help you talk directly to them. They'll say things like, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking, or this is just the content that I was looking for. Also, you want to have a think about what season of life they're currently in. So for example, an expectant first-time mum who's expecting their baby is going to resonate different to someone who's newly engaged and planning their wedding, for example. So just have a think about that. In step 3, you want to determine your content categories. So within your social media content, you want to have a think about some of the categories that relate to your certain niche, and then implement these into your content. I would think about using between 6 to 9 different categories that you can go through when you're posting on your social media platforms. This way you have a good balance between content that provides value and then content that sells for you. A good balance would be about 70 to 80% of good valuable content, and then about 20 to 30% of selling content, so sales type content. Your content categories could be topics about your brand, behind the scenes. You could have the benefits of your product, tutorials. You could post benefits, your story and your why, and then certain specific niche topics for your brand. Step 4 is when you want to actually choose your specific social media platforms. Before you even start your social media marketing strategy, you have to determine what platforms you're going to devote your time and energy to. It's all well and good to want to be on Instagram and Facebook and have a Facebook group, be on LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok and all the things. But what you want to do is you want to focus on one for now, and you can always expand and add onto it later. And the best way to determine which platform you should be on, well, you want to go back to your customer avatar again. Where do they like to hang out? Where do they like to spend most of their time? There's no point in being on LinkedIn if your ideal customer avatar likes to spend their time on Instagram. So just make sure you understand exactly where they are, and then just focus all your energy on that. In step 5 is where you're going to start implementing. You want to schedule and start posting your content. Now that you understand your goals, you know who your ideal customer avatar is, you've chosen your topics, you've chosen your social media of choice. Now it's time to create the framework that your social media strategy will be built upon. And so to do this, you're going to need to plan and schedule out your content. Creating a social media calendar that you can stick to is key here. You want to be consistently and strategically showing up for your audience while sticking to a plan that suits you and your business. I would suggest getting out your calendar every week. So let's say on a Monday morning, and then mapping out the next 5 to 7 days worth of content. By doing this, you're more likely to stay consistent with your posting schedule, and you'll less likely end up with those days where you just don't know what to post. And to help out, I would highly suggest using a free scheduling app or tool that you can use to schedule and batch produce all of your content. For my business, I use Later. It's super easy to use and you can actually visualize what your posts are going to look like. I'll leave a link down below so you can go check it out. Okay, so there you go, friends, a step-by-step process of how you can organize your social media content strategy so you can start attracting your dream customers to your product-based business and your online store. Setting up a social media strategy for your product-based business is just one of the many steps that I cover in my free PDF download, the Launch Your Biz Roadmap. It's a step-by-step guide that'll help you go from idea to income in your product-based business. So if a product-based business is something that you're looking to start, then I would highly suggest going and checking it out. I'll leave a link to the roadmap in the description box below. Okay, so that's it for me today. Now, if you want to come and chat with me or hang out with me, come over on Instagram. My handle is @Alicia Rafiei, all one word, and I'll check you out in the next video. Bye for now.